Madness. This is
Jane Bond art.
Okay. The analysis. Yusuke Murata, part 2. So here interesting case with changing angle of a surface. So here, yeah, we have many like broken buildings. This crack. But first of all, yeah, it's important effect here. It's how surface change angle. So
madness.
rotation of a plane. So I need to explain again this principle of XYZ. So in a perspective, right, like we have this 3D, the perspective. So 3D stands for coordinate system, for 3 dimensions, 3 axes, 3 coordinates, right? So it's XYZ. So this XYZ, they stands for height, width, and depth, right? So when we talk only about 2, then it's a flat dimension. So flat can be as like only this, only depth, and only width, right? So we have like flat surface, like on a ground. And when we have only like a vertical and width, then we have like flat surface, like a screen, kind of like a wall, maybe, you know. So surface, it's a 2 dimensions, right? But then when we add third dimensions, like in this case add z, so this now became not just surface, it became like 3D space or like a box, right? So it's like a box now. Same here, like if I add y-axis to this, okay, so now this flat surface also became like a box. Okay, so here it's explained also, like important to understand these essential principles in perspective. It's this XYZ thing, that XYZ, we can talk about them as axis. An axis, then it means is like set of parallel lines. So you establish kind of these lines. So you say like y axis like this, so it means vertical lines will go this way. If you establish z axis this way, so then z axis will parallel that way. Same with x, you establish it and it goes that way. It's like a linear kind of aspect of it, right? Linear. But then there is also kind of surface aspect of it. So like each axis have its own surface. So for y-axis, for vertical, will be y surface. This y surface is like in relationship, like 90-degree angle perpendicular to axis. So it's like usually make example of like a dumbbell kind of, right? So, or wheel, yeah, wheel and axle. So here's wheel axle, and so this y-axis is like axle and the y surface is like a wheel on this axle. So this perpendicular 90 angle degree. So same if we like take in this case with this direction of axis, like I show now this y, then this z. So with this direction, z plane will be perpendicular to this. Will look something like that. Okay. Or is a wheel will look like that. So here we have this direction. This axle, it's z, and this wheel on this axle, it's a z plane. And then if we talk also, for example, x here, so same x axis goes this way, and x plane will be perpendicular to this z axis, and like if like a wheel will be like this. Oh, and I talk all this in my video like perspective for beginners part 1, but you know, this is kind of thing which needs to repeat many times to make sure it's really clearly understood, because it's like some kind of like a mental bicycle. You need to once really understand how it all works, so then you will use it all the time. You will get like real flexible knowledge of perspective. So, and what this, like I say, this surface, what is made of? Is this surface made of two other axes? So you see, if like here's kind of like a paradox, I don't know. So it's like we have this y-axis and y-surface. Y-surface is made from z and x. Okay. So same if we have like a z surface, z plane, it's made from two dimensions of y and x. Okay, and the x plane is made from z and y. So this kind of this logic you need to have like clear, like so concrete in your mind, like all this relationship. Yeah, hello John Moon. So this happened because each of these axes perpendicular to rest of two axes. So y-axis have 90 degree to x and also to z. Z-axis have 90 degree to y-axis and also to x-axis. And same with x-axis. It's 90 degree both to y and to z. So they all have this 90 degree to each other. So it means for when we take together two axes, they will create surface which is perpendicular to third axis. Okay, so and this also like if we look on a box, right? So we have, let's say, box. So in a box, in a cube, we will have this two z planes to the surface. So you see here this z axis will be these four edges of this box, of this cube. So, and this z plane here is made of this y and x axis, right? So, and you see what I'm already doing. This is what we call perspective grid. So perspective grid is basically like you can turn any box into perspective grid. So it can be like two-dimensional perspective grid like that. So I just kind of revealing two-dimensional structure of this plan, and I can draw as many axes as I want, because they're just like, you see, they're just kind of repeating as many as it useful for me, as many as convenient for me. So it's just like this two-dimensional structure of this plan. So we call it perspective grid. So, hello, Chris. So, and yeah, so let's say, for example, also like let's say if I draw like this box with diminution, right? So have like some kind of like this, right? So it's like box going to vanishing point, like 3-point perspective cube, right? So again, here we have this z axis going convergent to vanishing point, and we have this plan, z plan, front one, right? Because we have like on the back. This front z plan is made of this convergent y-axis, convergent to y vanishing point below, right? So, and here it's also perspective grid. So we have y-axis conversion to this y vanishing point. Then we have this x-axis kind of with this angle. And then I can like extract perspective grid from this just by finding like middle. So say, okay, so here will be y-axis inside on this surface, on this plane, in the center, right? Then I again divide it in half. Okay, again it's here and here and half it's here, and I can keep subdividing it, right? So we get this picture of a structure, how this surface convergent, like in a like detail view. Same with x. If like in this case they're parallel, but if they will like convergent, same, I will find like some kind of center and then just subdivide as many as I need. So again, as you see, we can have like different type of perspective grids from this with convergent axis or with a parallel axis. So cube, he consists from this, he made of these grids. So if I take this one, it will be like x surface, because this one, it's x axis here, right? So, and this x surface consists of z and y axis, right? So this is what kind of just you need to see when you see box or cube. You see like it have this grids, it have this like axis, this how they related to each other. So, and like sides, these planes, they're two-dimensional, but box itself, it's three-dimensional because we have this third dimension stands for depth or whatever, like so one more thing. So I can establish perspective grid just by establishing this three axes in my picture, right? Like say things go like that, as you go like this, and y. So here is perspective grid for 3D drawing. Or I can like say like here's my picture and I can draw a box cube or box, whatever. And now I can, like, from this box I can make perspective grid. So I just extend this y-axis from a cube. I extend this z-axis from a cube. Extend x-axis. And this, you see? So this is just like mechanic of it. And then what we need this for this picture here, it's understanding how, again, like these 3 dimensions can change when we rotate surface. So, and you see, like, a surface, it can be like two-dimensional. No, I mean, by itself is two-dimensional. But when you put something on a surface, okay, now you have like 3D object on a surface. So this means you need to have third dimension. Так. Okay, there's question like, what if in a 5-point perspective? 5-point perspective will be same. So we have, like, in a 5-point perspective, we have the vanishing point in the center, right? So this z-axis converge to this z vanishing point. Then we have 2x vanishing points, and they converging like this. And we have 2 y vanishing points, so they like this. So if you draw box here, like you will follow this axis. So you can draw like one plane, for example. So this plane, it's a x plane because it consists of 2 other axes, right? It consists, if plane consists of z and y, so it means it's x plane because it's perpendicular to x. So here you see we have this perpendicular edges of this box, x going to x vanishing point. And then we have second x plane, which kind of this. Okay, so and same you can start with a box and then build like 5-point perspective. But if you want to be able to do this, you need to more practice. It's like no, because you need to rebuild. You need to, like, before drawing perspective grid for 5-point perspective, you need to like kind of project it without drawing it, and then after you will draw it. So let's say like you draw, don't know, let's say like um, like box like this, right? So it's like box in a 5-point perspective. So now you see, oh, okay, so we have this z axis, they converge into z vanishing point. So, and we remember like a structure for 5-point perspective. So this z vanishing point is the center of a cross, right? So now let's see for y-axis. y-axis where it converge. Let's say it will be converge here. So this will be top y vanishing point. And we remember in the 5-point perspective grid, this y z, it's equal on top on the bottom as kind of symmetrical grid. And also kind of trick, you don't need to follow it exactly. As this kind of benefit of drawing perspective freehand is that you can make mistakes. So you sometimes you can do asymmetrical 5-point perspective grid, and actually it will be fine as long as this curvature keep its logic. So you cannot break main structure like placement of points and curvature, but you can break symmetry. It's if you break symmetry, it will be fine, no big deal. Just depends on like maybe for your work it will be totally fine if you don't need to be like super like if you don't need to be super precise. Let's say this x vanishing point will be somewhere here. So let's say continue it like that. Okay, so here we start to build 5-point perspective grid starting from box. So any perspective grid you can build from box. And more than that, it's just like every box implies this perspective grid or implies space. It already has this space in it. You know what I mean? You kind of you like imagine you're in open space and like somewhere outside and there is no horizon line, nothing, you know, no mountains or something you can look at. So and there is just some object, some box in this empty space. So now you can build space around this box. Like you can imagine space around this box, right? You start to create this relativity. You cannot say like, okay, so this kind of side of a box is showing me like right direction. Left side of a box showing me left direction. And I voluntarily choose call this side right side. It's not because it's like objectively right side of a box. No, because I decide to call it right side, and maybe like I write a character on it. I say, okay, this is the right side. I name it. I establish it this way, and this like back of a box, you know, and this is like a bottom. So okay, since you have box in a space, now you have directions. Now you can like orient yourself around this box. You can say, okay, like here in this empty space, like go towards like direction, like continue this direction, like from bottom of a box, like walk away from bottom of a box, and then you will see black hole, turn left and stuff like that, you know. You start to get directions once you have some object. So is this what I mean is like box implies space. Box already is some kind of like a space element. So now imagine like we have plan, right? Let's say like this. So plan. So this is the axis for this plan. So it's like y plan because it consists from x and z, right? So for this plan, as we already know, you can like try to visualize box here, right? So for this plan to, you can imagine it will be box like this kind of, right? So don't need to be like perfect cube every time, but let's say just box. So you already start to see that this y-axis, how it will be perpendicular to the surface. And then let's rotate this surface. So what if I rotate this surface down like this? Let's see. So what will happen? And this I have already this video about rotation and perspective part 1. It will happen is this perpendicular direction will also rotate, right? So it will follow rotation of a surface. So like, and the best way, just most convenient to find it out is kind of like, again, like a build box from like, you can build it or you can just imagine it. And this like ability to see box without drawing it also came from practice. From practice of drawing it first. So once you practice to draw it, then you don't need to draw it after some mileage, kind of. You will already see it. So you see, kind of like, I imagine like, okay, if there is invisible box, this invisible box is 3D space above surface. So, and this invisible box or box that I can draw for support if I need, will have this third dimension, y dimension, right? So you see now we know how it change with the rotated surface. So this y change here to this direction. And same, let's say like we draw other surface maybe here, right? Same, let's just experiment. Same, like we have flat surface. And already like if I want to find third dimension, say okay, perpendicular y-axis, kind of this light system. Okay. So this is kind of what is happening. This is what important, because if you want to draw any object on a surface, you need third dimension, because this object, 3D object, is not only have ground kind of, but it's also have H. So say like this, right? So, and here in the case of Yusuke Murata drawing, we have like a buildings on the surface, right? So let's say kind of this, we have different buildings. And here maybe like dude standing, or like motorcycle. Or whatever, because you need to know what is certain dimension to know how to place them on this surface. Same here, like okay, we have this, like bottom of a building, and then we follow this y-axis. And again, let's do it here. Same do it here. So, and yeah, like to make it even more precise, to make it even more like convenient and like clear and precise, is actually you need to have like these boxes to be able to have all this access. So it just depends. Let's say, for example, stroking like this. Depend on your particular case, like level of precision you need. So let's say, again, I start with surface. So for better precision, yeah, you need to kind of every time to have box to have complete perspective grid. So let's say, so it's, you know, it's very funny. It's like a new level of advanced perspective because we can talk about perspective grid in perspective. It's crazy. Yeah, like, so first I will show you this one. So we have box, right? So what this box have now this vertical axis, right? But when I draw something here, like a building, let's say, right? I want to have like uh, more grid for precision. So then I can just like, because you see here is convergence, like this Z is convergent. And again, I will make like middle, 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 middle. So eventually I kind of like clarify like what is exactly perspective grid for this space. So let's say like that. And I can so same with X, can just draw more of it here. So now it's not only surface and box, but it's also like detailed perspective grid. So now I can you have like better structure to see this, like, to draw all these details. And whatever. So same here for this one, right? So it's not just like surface or box. It's new set of XYZ. So if what's this? So I just wanted to use this Yusuke Murata background for talking about this stuff. You know, just cool example in his work. So let's say just some kind of this. So you see, you have you need all these coordinates to draw whatever stuff you want to draw here. It's kind of flying over this surface. Some tips, etc. So just get this principle. Yeah, and of course you can draw in a 5-point perspective. I don't know. It's like if it can still impress you, let's do it. So we have like 5-point perspective. So here we have this box. So you see, it's like, oh, galaxy, universe, and stuff. Now we have not just perspective grids, we have perspective grids in perspective. Yeah. So let's say one box like that. Other box will be like that. So in each box will be kind of perspective grid. axis. So we have different perspective grids in the 5-point perspective. And here, let's again, maybe there's dude. It's like cowboy. So to see how to do it precisely, you watch my tutorial how to rotate in 5-point perspective. So you can rotate these boxes. Kind of like, it's cool kind of practice, to you practice just drawing in general, and also you kind of train your perspective muscles, your like perspective thinking, because like more you draw complex perspective, just more natural for you it became. You just need to practice to make it normal, make it usual to draw, to all kind of calculate all these perspective grids, to so it will be not extreme for you. More you draw it, less extreme, less challenging it feels. It's very simple principle, very simple thing. So that's why I say often it's not about like keep looking for more stuff. It's more about keep drawing and also kind of experiment in a way, because just like your amount of mileage, your amount of your experience, your like amount of your like real um honest practice, when you like really use your brain to calculate and all this perspective, more you do this, better you understand it, and more you understand this logic of it itself, so you can find your own answers, you can find your own solutions. So when you start to draw something you never drew before, now you better understand perspective, so you can find answer on yourself. Don't need to every time to find for video or for a book. So like, I don't know how to find answer. Yeah, try to think. Try to think, and you will find your answer. It's like not always you need to read it somewhere, right? So same with the perspective. You can learn this thinking, you can practice it, and so this will improve your vision, your thinking in a space. Just your ability to draw in a space will improve, so you will deal with it much more confident, and you will find answers for any specific question by yourself. This is more important, because like I see like beginners ask specific questions, And you see, like, okay, this question, he can find answer himself after 1 week of drawing. Just draw and you will understand how it works. Yeah, KD5 ask, like, when rotating boxes, is this practical to try to understand where the vanishing points are going? Or it's better to try to remember how the proportions and angle look through current exercises? Yeah, you need to do both. So practically happen both things. You can try to draw boxes every time with vanishing points, or you can just try to draw boxes without perspective grids at all. Just try to draw boxes look like they're look properly, just try to make them look properly. And this all is beneficial. It's just like when you have only one thing, it may make you stuck, because like you may, if you're not able to find vanishing point, it's kind of it's a problem, like it should be obvious. Like this thing, it should be like you need to train to point when you will see these vanishing points, like uh, I don't know, like where is left and where is right, like your seat right now, okay, here is left from you and here's right, like where is top, where is bottom, kind of this, right? So every not artist knows this stuff, but for us as artists, this is kind of feature of being literate and having like this is kind of definition of having knowledge in a perspective, is that you have like more defined, more nuanced vision of a space. You have like much more precise vision of a, all this like 3D dimensionality kind of, So, and this what I mean, like this what you're actually better to train, just your actual understanding of it. Be like fluent. Yeah. So you can get once you get fluency in this stuff, um it will mean like kind of on next levels, So you will be not anymore like trying to imitate something. You will be like literate master or whatever, just literate dude who know what he's doing. He's not like amateur anymore. He's not outsider. He's not like average person who is not artist, right? No, being in this literate state, in a like advanced state of mind, kind of compared to people who is not into this stuff, right? Being in this state is your base. It's like, it's like for any sport, like general athleticism is it's a base, right? So you need like average, like I don't know, like boxers, football player, basketball player. You cannot be decent sport guy if you have problem with athletics. If you're like kind of, I don't know, like should I run regularly or not? I mean, like, is this a question? Like, why it should be a question like, should I really understand how perspective work? Yeah, you should. It's like a football player need to be able to run a lot, So have this like endurance and just kind of athleticism. Same for us artists. It's just like how you call yourself artist if you don't understand 3D space. It's just like kind of like maybe you artist for children in kindergarten. Okay, nice. But it's not serious. Так. So, and here what happened was, let's go again, like a reason why we all here in this video today. It's this picture from Yusuke Murata, right? So you see, here we have this like general space of a ground, and we have like bunch of different angle surfaces, like this one other angle, this one other angle, this one other angle, and this and this and that. So, and how I was recently also talk about this, like it's not only like this surface have like flat and 3D aspect to it. Here another thing, like let's just expand our imagination about this stuff, right? Like another thing is that, let's say, we have this, like again, it's y plane, consists from z and x axis, right? And the other thing about this is like sometimes you can like crop it, right? Let's say just totally random crop like this. Okay, now it's the same plan. It's the same plan, but it's not rectangular. It's not symmetrical. It's just absolutely like chewn and cropped randomly stuff, right? So we have this like, okay, this is like, I don't know, like a platform, like some concrete, right? So it's have this y axis here and this z and x, which is mean it also can be in any other direction with any other perspective. And this, you see, is like kind of this advanced puzzle for artists who already understand it. So we have who already understand kind of how XYZ works. You can figure out it yourself, or I save you a couple years with just explaining it here. So let's say it can be in this perspective, right? So you can, it can be cropped similarly, you know, something similar like that, right? But it's different perspective actually. So for you, you need to see the structure, or you need to make it. You need to create, establish kind of this structure, like what exactly is the perspective of a surface, right? Let's say like that. And again here, like, okay, I can just like say it's here is our y axis. So here can be on this surface, like somebody house, maybe like a car. It's like SUV, right? And here maybe like ice cream car parallel to this perspective grid. Ice cream, ice cream. So here the cars like look like it's crashed into house. So and here we have like a zombie walking here. And I want to like fall down here, like wow. And here's this cowboy shooting zombies, like so it's like a very busy surface here. So and here, let's say, okay, um, let's rotate again this house. So you don't find this in any book. Like I really doubt that you will find it anywhere. So kind of push like, subscribe, and stuff like that. Так, so, so maybe fire here. Smoke. And a zombie. Oh, no. So, it's like a zombie because they're not practice perspective enough. You became a zombie. But this cowboy, he's a perspective master. And he protect his ice cream when. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we see all this everywhere. All is people talking same stuff about perspective again and again. So I every time I try to find like a new way to talk about this, or like to explain something nobody mentioned before. So here I also have this example, you see. So try to kind of and also like you need to practice it, like try to draw what I just draw, just like you draw surface, these two axes, and then you draw like crop it randomly, or you can draw box and then you kind of crop this box. So I say like, okay, what if it's like broken, like some Hulk broke this box here, right? So we have like whoosh, it's like debris of box and perspective. So instead of marker, you draw this box with pencil, and then you can draw with ink this like a debris, like a broken box. You see, kind of just to exercise this idea, to teach your brain, like your brain need to like more experience, more examples, so then it will really get actual like clear vision of it. Just look at it's not enough, just you better need to explore it through your own experience. Hello, Chris. Ken, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so and here what we have is Yusuke Murata here. It's like he had this surface of a ground, like a city here, something, right? And then he like open it up. So it's like, let's say, so he had, let's say, to draw here like how many, like 6 slices, like 1, 2, like 3. So kind of this, right? So it's like now we have like 6 surface, and he move it up here like that, right? So and then we have it's like this. So you see, it's like each of this plane, they're not rectangular, they're like pizza slices, triangular, like that. So, and like in my previous examples, like you will need to find, let's say, if this one base surface is have this grid, Z and X. So then we need to find this actually like grid for each of this slice. So and actually like then after this like long breakdown, if you will look closer to Yusuke Murata original drawing, he did it like little sloppy. You don't need to make it like 100% accurate, but he clearly understands this logic. So it's just like example of a artist who understand what he doing. So same like, let's say like this. So you yourself control your creative process. It's like don't kill your joy with extreme precision, with all this extreme desire to draw everything extremely perfect and correct. It's like it will definitely destroy all your joy. So you need to find like balance and just see in like each case what is most important. So if you do some interesting unusual perspective, right, at least understand how it works and follow it about 80%, it will be enough. So at least so you it's okay if you will make some like slight wobble, slight like mess it up slightly. It's totally okay. It's normal, absolutely. It's a kind of also like at least 20% of error in your drawing. It's a normal, essential part of every drawing, every work. It's just like more you practice, better you can see it. So you will more better recognize your own mistakes. So now you see it's like this y-axis, it's for background, it's like that, right? So now we can see like what will be with y-axis for each piece here. So be some kind of this. Here it's kind of this. Here it's kind of this. Так, here interesting. It's like Yeah, it's like kind of a mix with this X here anyway. So, and this one interesting case, because this will have like conversion y vanishing point. So it's like 3 point, maybe kind of this one. So it will be like y vanishing point here, and this y-axis will converge like this. You see again, it's can merge with x. So kind of this. So this most complicated here because here is clear like 3 point perspective. Yeah, that's why it's important, like I always say, don't stuck into studying only. If you like watch my video how to improve, and I also have video like how to study perspective. So it's important to not only draw, it should be like at least equal. When you study like this, like right now, you see it's like a very dry study. It's just like theory and practice. It's like a gym. It's like when you go to gym. It should be like at least no more than half of your process, of your creative process. And other half of your time when you draw should be like your creative process, like when you make like your artworks, like illustrations, or you go to draw outdoors, like urban sketch, portraits, illustration, paintings, comic books, whatever like you want to draw, you should draw it. Because like only way to find this right balance between precision, between this like perfectionism and actual work, it's to do both. You should like, actual work will be never perfect, never, because idea, goal of you to make an art is not to make something perfect, it's to make something which will work as artwork. It's like goal of artwork is to like impress people. So you want to impress them with a message, with the atmosphere, with certain ideas, inspire maybe people with your artwork, you know. So, and like if you draw your artwork like with a perfect perspective, right? So this only meaning it will have. So like you can impress people with the interesting ideas, unusual ideas, interesting solutions, or you can impress people with your perfect perspective, you know. Just observe yourself, look your favorite artists, like how many of them actually have perfect perspective? Zero. Zero of them have perfect perspective. Perfect perspective, it's this artist who just like a draftsman, you know. They're just making drafts, is not like any, it doesn't look like any illustration or comic book. It's just drafts of some like crazy structure. Like they see it and with this like protractors and stuff and drawing circles. Like best they will draw like a butterflies or something like that, you know. But try to draw like perfect vehicle in the perfect perspective. You will break your mind. You will like dedicate whole your life to this stuff. So it's eventually it will be not about art at all. It will be about your kind of like scientific research, how to make perfect work, you know, and you will never achieve it. It's just like interesting. Yeah, it will be interesting to watch, but it's not art. So don't forget to draw. Just draw your stuff. Do both. You one time you see it, you draw not for perfection, for effect. Like watch Daniel Warren Johnson, just draw crazy stuff, be like a children, like like crazy mess, like like big eyes, they're like screaming, running, jumping, doing whatever, some like whatever. And the other side is when you learn theory and practice theory, whatever it's theory, like can be anatomy, perspective. So it's two completely different activity. Watch my video, like how to improve and how to study perspective. Yeah. Так. So let's draw some this. Yusuke Murata. So kind of it's difference. Understand perspective and draw perfect perspective is a big difference here. Так, so let's make like this base perspective grid. So here I see, let's say it's like 3-point perspective. Yeah. Just like when I draw freehand, I already know it will be not perfect. Because you cannot draw proper perspective freehand. It always will be like kind of sloppy work. Так. So then let's say here will be Z. And like some guy who's like professor of architecture, like who draw like perfect on drafts, like everything, how to calculate every curvature in perspective. For him, it will be like horrible. It's like, oh my god, why so many shortcuts? So here we have Z and Y, and then X. Let's say like this will be X axis. So here's our like ground, and then let's draw this open. Так. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, yeah, like this 6. Okay, so we have I lifted this 6 pieces here. Still see like doing it like very brief. And here's this crack like that. This. Okay, so we have 6 more different grids. So let's say, okay, this one will be follow same z-axis for this. But we'll have this x. This one have different x axis like this. This one have, see, this one actually can break into two. So have like one is like this, and second like this. And here, okay, kind of this. Maybe make conversions. Yeah. I so have now each of them have two axes, and I find third axis y. So for this one, y will be like this. For this one, y like this. Then kind of this. That's it. So we have so many perspective grids here. Perspective in perspective. And after that, you hear like, oh, you need to try some like, how's it called? Substances to be better artists. No, not any substance will teach you how to see this stuff. It's only theory and study. Yeah, everything good comes from work, from effort, not from shortcuts. Okay, so now let's draw some stuff, some streets. So have road, here's like school. Like my friend engineer say, easy only, like easy to make, it's only shit. If you want to make something good, it's never easy. Так, let's see here. and all um, every, let's say, every scam is a base on the people desire of get something easy, get some easy and quick results. So here you see like I draw on a normal surface. I remember my y-axis is here. This is for this surface. Так. Here's some street. Yeah, also this trap for beginners in perspective. It's like one moment, one kind of aspect of being obsessed with some kind of over calculating, over perfect to exist, is actually procrastination. So it's like instead of draw your own stuff, like go and practice, start to apply perspective with your own work, you dig into some kind of uh, trying to find this like a final answer, like a secret wisdom, which will make you like best and fix all your problems with your art and whatever, finally make perfect perspective. So yeah, it's a trap because a final answer is in practice of essentials. Only when you more and more practice these very basic essentials in the actual work, you will get this like an advanced understanding of perspective. Only like that. There is no, for like with a lack of practice, lack of application of these basics, you just don't have um, you don't have this like a neural network in you to comprehend something really uh, like groundbreaking. You just can't find something serious unless you have this experience. So this is kind of trap. So with this like very basic lack of experience of actual drawing actual stuff in perspective, you dig into some like amazing theories and trying to figure it out. But it's just kind of start to look more like some kind of schizophrenia. Yeah, and I've been there. I was trying this stuff and like Yeah, sometimes maybe it's like can be correct, it can be interesting like ideas, but they just no use. Eventually you will need to get to ground and start to draw like simple boxes like everybody draw. You don't need to draw like supernatural kind of uh extreme amazing uh from another world perspective grids. No, you will need to draw same perspective grids like everybody draw. Just draw what guys in the book tell you. That's it. Don't go any search any crazy stuff. There is no secrets and magic. Так. Same like again like don't be like elitist in a sense, you know, like when it's like, oh, art is some kind of magic tricks. Oh, it's no magic tricks. It's same like every discipline. It's same like a sport. And then you just look in the sport, right? Like how they gain skills. You think there's some kind of like 5 million pages of theory? Well, there's some basic principles which you need to elaborate. You just need to train yourself. You need to get this body of experience. So then your idea of this stuff became more finesse, to be more nuanced. You can get to this like finesse, nuance understanding only through practice and experience. And there is all this basic stuff like boxes, perspective grids, and just make finish work. It's kind of basic, right? Like no matter how not perfect it seems for you, but you need to practice how to finish stuff. Otherwise, all it make no sense. Like a study perfect perspective whole your life and never apply it. Так, kind of this. So here I kind of like a little push my gas pedal here. I don't think much. I just like randomly doodle these buildings, and I look for a reference just for inspiration. Not like I'm copying everything I see. You can notice this is just totally different environment. Yeah. Yeah, watch this video from Jake Parker, like finish not perfect. So yeah, perspective is very cool, is very important. It's a big thing, but is not most important. It's only one of all other stuff. And just like actually make something. This is like one of these like most important stuff. Because like practice to finish your art, to produce constantly, like you, because you need to make like 10 works, then you need to make 100 works, then you can need to keep doing, you need to keep going. This is a real artist, like he drawing like hundreds and thousands of works. It's not like you draw 3 picture and you call yourself artist. No, you need to produce constantly, and you need to produce a lot, and most of them will feel like not perfect for you. Like, I mean, yeah, most of them will not perfect. Some of them you will hate, and after some time you will find it's not so bad. And there are a lot of um, gradation of it. And if you not practice it, if you not train yourself to keep making no matter what, no matter like how you feel, no matter like how it looks, yeah, it's not perfect, but doesn't mean it's not. Uh, it should be not done. So many works not perfect, and they're fine. Like it's not just fine. Many people find like not perfect works genius. They're like, wow, it's so amazing. For artists, it might be like horrible. Like listen, like again, Miyazaki interviews. Like he talk about some of his cartoon, Kiki Delivery. I think he was tell about it. He was saying is like horrible. He's like hated and something like that. So imagine like if he was just like, oh, I don't like it. I'm no artist anymore. I don't want to draw. That's it. But because he professional, so he's like feeling like he doing crap, like like it's not what he wanted, but still finish it and still like trying your best, like even with this, make like best you can, hoping you can save it. No, this is kind of core essential thing. Because often you will need to make kind of compromises with perspective. You know how it should be done, but you can't make it right for some reasons. And it doesn't mean it should be like you should stop drawing. So here we have this like like so here we have this. Also, I hear from interview. I like to watch some not only artist interview, but just like professional people interview, like professional in the different fields. So one Navy SEAL, he's like colonel or something like that. He say uh, there is a rule of 80% readiness. So say like they in the actual like scenario they never ready 100%. So it's like you don't have every information you need. You cannot prepare everything like to make it like how it should be. And when it's just like about 80% uh, prepared, like about 80% you have everything you need, you're ready about 80%, then you're ready, then you proceed. So it's kind of just about it. It's never perfect conditions when you make actual thing. So for training, yeah, you can try to do perfect. You do is like perfect practice, kind of dry shooting, right? You're like jump like a jumping rope. You start to make like super acrobatics with the rope and stuff like that. But in actual scenario, everywhere, like even like for us artists, right? It's not like battlefield, but even for us, everything go like everything go wrong. Like you, everything just I don't know, just chaos. It's a chaos. So you're trying to handle main chaos. You feel like you're not entirely ready for it. And same like yeah, like beginner, let's say. You feel like your perspective should be better, but it doesn't mean you need to stop drawing until you learn of all perspective. So you keep drawing and you keep learning. Do it together. So you will not forget like why you study for, why you need it. And this kind of pain, like lack of perspective, also will motivate you. It's like, oh, I know if I have better perspective, I can draw it better. So then now you have this like motivation to study more, you know. Here you can draw like building falling down. Yes. So all these skills important. Yeah, and just yeah, it's good to know that with the time you will be better, you'll be more confident. It will be still hard because you will make more challenge for yourself. You will like move plank higher. You wish like to create like more sophisticated, more advanced quality work. So it always will be hard kind of. But you will be more confident and you will not afraid of this like challenge and feeling like you don't know what you're doing. It's like, yeah, and before I also know nothing, but I learn and I manage, I figure it out. Oh, yeah, and you will learn also get in the zone to make it like um, professional quality work and also feel like flow state. And this will be like a very normal thing. Not so stressful like at beginning. Yeah, at the beginning it's definitely more stress because you have a lot of expectations, requirements, and very low knowledge and too little experience. So just get through this. It's like a rocket on a start, right? Like rocket need to get through atmosphere to uh, you need to like fight this gravity. Mm. Happened to camera. Okay. My cat want to give you cat advice. Say meow meow. Meow meow. Uh, так. Так. Here's some. So make one building like collapse. Here, push, collapse. Just not so perfect. Some random here like this. Here's root. Here don't need too much detail, so make it more abstract so far. Like you can see also on the reference this area, not so much details. So it's just like kind of making inclination, like there's some more and more buildings. Yeah, berries. Put some shade in. Так, see, I can put some more shadows. Так. Anyway, doing shading here is another thing. Take a long time. Let's just make it brief. So kind of it, like you can make it like more slow, put more details, like drawing on like all these windows and stuff. But what is important is just to understand this structure behind this drawing. This is what I want to show here. Yeah. So need to stop it somewhere. Later we'll finish shading, but it's no big deal. Так. So here will be more video with Yusuke Murata, like this one, like this, like wreckage, Akira style, and this one very special stuff, like this one. Total nobody will tell you how to draw this in perspective. So in my future videos about Yusuke Murata, yeah.
Madness. This is
Gene Bond Art.